I'm really pleased to be joined here by my good friend and colleague Stephen Reese, who's the founder of the Matt Seaver Foundation. Stephen, I'm so pleased that you could come all the way from Atlanta, Georgia to begin this journey of this collaborative project that we've entered into.
Yes. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Our organization has two components. The first is caring for this, what you see here, the cemetery, the Jewish cemeteries of Poland, and the second is education. We are so pleased that we can be engaged in this collaborative work because it gives us an opportunity to speak to some issues that are obviously present that we've not had the expertise or knowledge to really explain.
Yeah, we have a really amazing team, really. I mean, because obviously I'm coming from an archaeological background, you're coming from the background of Jewish-Christian relations and restoration and the pursuit of justice. Then we have members of our Polish team who obviously have extensive experience in Jewish cemeteries. So I think we've got a really, really unique team that we've actually brought together. And obviously you've been coming here for a really long time, so I'm really interested to hear what you felt when you came here for the first time as well.
The first time that I came here, my wife and a couple of friends, we came to Oswiecim, oddly enough, to visit Auschwitz, which most people do. And so we came here and we came to the cemetery and looked at it and thought, you know, what could we do here? That was in 2007. And at that point, I'd already been involved in working in Jewish cemeteries for about 2-3 years. And so then until now, once we founded the organization in 2010, we entered into a relationship with the Oswiecim Jewish Center here through the Museum of Jewish Heritage in New York City. Our first group that we brought here was in 2013. When I came here, it was like, why are all these features here that seem out of place? And the layout of the cemetery is not consistent with what I have learned in my experience in working with the Rabbinical Commission, with Alex, Agnieszka. And so the features that struck me the most were this reservoir over here.
It's behind us.
Yeah. And the bunker that's back here. And last year I found a fence row. And all of it seemed out of place, and it raised the question: why would the German military? I mean, I know for the desecration aspect why they would want to destroy the Matzevot here, but why would they put a military bunker and a reservoir in a Jewish cemetery? That to me was mysterious, and I had no answer for that. I had no idea whatsoever what that meant or why.
Yeah. And now we know that there was the POW camp behind here as well, so the fence line is part of that. And that's something for us to investigate, I think, because I mean, everybody I've spoken to, they know there was a POW camp, but they don't know what it was for. And I mean, we looked at the aerial photographs this morning. That was the first time I really got a sense of the scale of that camp. But what's really interesting, though, is that camp actually, although it's huge, it goes in that direction for many, many meters. What it doesn't do, though, is appear to extend into this part of the cemetery. So what we've got to find out is why when you had a cemetery that presumably it had walls when the Germans first came here, you know, why not just make that the camp? You know, why partition off? So what was actually going on in this part of the cemetery? But like you, when I first came here, my impression of this was that obviously it's very orderly, and it's not really until you start to really look around and see the broken fragments of tombstones, the fact that actually the tombstones are facing in the wrong direction for as you would expect them to be in Jewish cemeteries that were undisturbed, that you realise all of this is been built up after the war. All of this has been placed here, and actually, really, the evidence we need is below the ground, which I guess is why we need the archaeological work as well.
Certainly.